Hey, Catalyst. Have you ever been stuck in indecision that even the simplest choices feel impossible? Recently, I worked with a Catalyst who was in this exact place, frozen, overwhelmed, feeling indecisive. It's that moment when you hate how you feel because you know you're getting in your own way, but you just don't know how to get out of it, right? But what happened next was a breakthrough moment. And it completely shifted her perspective. And today I'm going to share that exact process with you. Today's episode is titled The Reverse Time Capsule. Get unstuck, inspired, and empowered. Hi, I'm Dr. Laura Sallier. I helped overworked health professionals looking to catalyze their inner spark and spirit because I believe in a world where doctors flourish inside and outside the exam room by redefining the practice of medicine as a self-expression of healing arts. If you're ready to step into your highest creative power and transform your practice, this channel is for you. Hit subscribe and together we'll color outside the lines to help you paint your work-life masterpiece. Okay, let's start with a story. Now, this is a common story in my mentoring sessions. I mean, who doesn't get hit with the feeling of paralytic anxiety over making decisions? Or even if you're a quick decision maker, you might be faced with multiple decisions at one time, and it's hard to prioritize which is urgent or important or necessary to act on first. And that's exactly what was happening inside this Catalyst mentoring session. And so we spent the first 25 minutes kind of going over the lay of the land. And in my opinion, my favorite mentors that I've ever worked with are those that can hold that space for you and pull out your own wisdom from within. Not just overanalyzing and suggesting advice to you. That's not where true growth happens. I love being able to ask the questions that help that mentee really step into their own wisdom and realize that they have the answers inside. We just need to kind of carve it out of stone, right? Uncover the wisdom within. So here's what happened. After 25 minutes of going over all these kind of Chicken Little scenarios where it felt like everything was out of place, there were so many plates spinning in the air. It felt like one big circus in their brain, so many decisions to make. I could feel in my body their anxiety. And the way I know that is I feel like I need to urgently help them make a decision. And that's not my job. My job is not to make decisions for people. My job is to guide them to realize what needs to happen next. And then I can support them with tools, with reframing, with things from inside my Catalyst studio. If they're a functional medicine practitioner, I can give them that prescription of tutorials and templates and SOPs. But it's really not my job to make the decision. So I could feel it in my body as this urgency. And it usually starts in the pit of my stomach and goes up into my throat, this feeling of prickliness. The heat was rising. And so once I noticed that, I took a step back and I said, okay, would you be open to playing a little bit with me? Just doing a little playful exercise. And thankfully, this Catalyst agreed wholeheartedly because I'm sure they were not feeling too comfortable either in their body. You see, my Catalyst studio is geared towards women. A lot of us are working moms. And so it's a unique societal pressure because not only are we trying to run a business or creating our dream work-life masterpiece in healthcare, we're also dealing with raising kids, picking up, them from soccer practice, getting them to piano lessons, dealing with all the unique pressures that comes with being a woman in medicine. And that's where our Catalyst Studio mentorship is so unique because we allow this vulnerable safe space to talk candidly about this and help our limbic system learn to recalibrate and step into our own empowerment. But sometimes even the best of us get waylaid. So thankfully, this Catalyst said, yep, I'm ready. Let's play. So I had her turn off her video camera and I turned off mine. And I'm going to walk you through the exact process that I guided her through. And I would encourage you to play along with me right now. If you're driving, obviously keep your hands at 10 and 2. But maybe if you're folding laundry, put the laundry down The soccer uniform can wait. And I would encourage you to find a quiet place in your house. And I want you to follow along on this guided journey. So we'll start by closing your eyes. And in typical fashion, grounding yourself into your five senses, feeling the chair under you, or if you're on the ground, feeling the solid foundation that ground is giving you, feeling the air on your skin. Perhaps you're noticing that your thoughts might be taking a bit of a time to calm down. It might have been in a blender, right? Most of the time we're always thinking about things. So let that blender slow and slow further until it comes to a stop. And sure, you might have a few scattered thoughts here and there, but don't attach to them. The dog can wait. You can walk the dog later, right? Take a deep breath in. Do you have any smells around? Is dinner baking? Or maybe you're in your office and it's lunch hour and maybe you can hear an employee bringing in their McDonald's. You can smell the fries. So as you're in this present moment, we're going to time travel. And I realize that right now you might not be feeling so good because you're worried. Maybe you're anxious. Maybe you're fretting over decisions like this catalyst was. So in this moment, I'm going to catapult you into the future 5 years. And in that future, I want you to conjure up what that feels like. Before we get into details, I want you to pick a future where you feel so excited, you feel successful and proud, and everything is easy. Everything feels abundant. Decisions are easy. Everything is fluid. You're in flow. That's the feeling I want you to find first. Find that in your body first. And in this future moment 5 years from now, I want you then to start thinking, what's going on around you? It can be fantasy. It can be a reality because maybe you've been there before. It can be a mixture of both. Where are you? Who's with you? What smells are around you? Where are you sitting? What are you wearing? But most importantly, aren't the details of how you're going to get there or what's going on, but it's the feelings. I want you to feel that effortless success, that abundance of joy and love and excitement and play and wonder, that feeling of mastery, that confidence, the feeling that everything's going your way and it's so easy. Pause and feel that. Close your eyes and feel that and locate it in your body. Where is that somatic address? That is what I want you to immerse yourself in. Those feelings, less the details and the how and the where and the why, but the whoa, the way it fits in your body, the way it expands in your cells, and it feels like it's bursting from you. Now, we're going to find a container. Now, the container can be a jar, it can be a backpack, it can be a cage, it can be whatever you would like. But conjure up a container, and you are going to put all of those amazing emotions in that container. What else goes in the container? You can soften it with feathers or your favorite fleece blanket, but something from the future, right? Put that in the container. This is the container of the most amazing feeling that you will have in the future when everything works out in your favor, because it does. So continue stuffing, though you can barely fit it in your container. And you're seeing this container filled with color, light, energy. What colors is it? What kind of sensations do you have in there? What does it smell like? But those emotions are what is going into this container. And before you shut this container, because this is going to be your reverse time capsule, I want you to take a deep breath in. And it's as if you're sucking the whole universe with a straw into your lungs. All of that future wisdom and joy and success and abundance. And you carry it into your lungs. And then before you seal that container, you blow out all of that energy that you just soaked into your lungs. You blow it into that container and you seal it tight. So imagine yourself just inhaling all the sparkle, and then you blow it into that container and you seal it tight. Give it an extra turn if it's a jar, right? Make sure it's sealed tight. Now you're holding this container, this time capsule from the future, and we're going to walk back to our current day. And as you're walking back, you're feeling this container, even though it's stuffed with so much light and success and ease and flow and joy, it feels pretty light. It's not very heavy. But you feel it's powerful. You can feel its vibration. And as you get closer, we're almost to today. You might feel your shoulders getting a little heavier, right? Because you were just enjoying this experience of being in the future where everything works out. But before you come back to today, remember, you have this time capsule. And you can keep it and refer to it and peek at it every so often. It can give you energy. It can infuse you with inspiration at any moment of the day, whenever you need it. And once you find your body right now in today's time and place, I want you to open your eyes. And I want you to write down everything that comes to mind. In fact, if you started this process with a problem or a dilemma or a decision to make, write down everything that comes to mind. This is exactly what happened in our mentoring session. This catalyst then, once they opened their eyes, had a monologue that lasted, I think, 5 minutes long. When I prompted them with the question, what did you learn from this exercise? It was a monologue of 5 minutes of exact detail of what needs to go, what no longer is serving them, what needs to happen next, and then the 5 other things that happen after that. It was the most clear answer I think I'd ever heard. It was awesome because it kind of surprised us both. But when you look at the science, it makes sense, right? Because this exercise is engaging our brain's visualization and emotional regulation centers. And it's awesome because research shows that when you visualize, you're using that prefrontal cortex, and it helps you feel more in control and focused. And to get a little woo here, I mean, our reality is really our perception. So if you're perceiving and feeling the feelings of success or abundance or ease or complete great decisions that work out in your favor, I mean, you're going to call that into your reality now because you're using a template that has already worked. And then you apply it to your modern day in this moment. It makes decisions effortless and easy. And there's a connection between emotions and decision making. This is what I got wrong for decades. I mean, most of us in healthcare got where we're at because we're really good at academics and we have great empathy and a good open heart. But unfortunately, the way that academic training goes is it really fosters this analytical arm of our brain. So we kind of hypertrophy that left hemisphere and we get very good at analyzing and choosing and then backing up with good evidence-based practices. And when it comes to decisions of our soul's purpose and of our life, we become paralyzed because now we're in uncharted waters. Where's the evidence-based, decision to help support our path? And we've atrophied our own flame, our own creative juice, our own intuition. And so it's good to practice this because when you're overwhelmed, you tend to start doing the pros and cons list, and that's not going to help you. It's going to be slow. It's going to be befuddled with inaccuracies. But if you go into emotions and you learn to tune up that intuition of that gut feeling of this feels right or wrong, or you conjure up your time capsule, you can really access those emotions and call in what decisions feel easy, free, and flowy. What decisions help you become the most self-expressive version that you want to be? What decisions help you get out of the way of overwhelm and paralysis and step into that path, even if you don't have the logical reasons why that makes sense? Or maybe your family members are puzzled because that's not a typical way that you would make a decision. Internally, you can trust your inner heart, your right brain, so to speak, right? And when we anchor these positive emotions, it's almost like a touchstone. you can go back to over and over, whether it's a breathing exercise, whether it is a jar that you actually keep on your desk and you put little snippets of magazines. You can create your own vision jar, but it's a tactile reminder. It can be a very great positive psychological trigger that helps you ground yourself. So I'm curious. I would love for you to try this little playful guided meditation. Save this podcast episode, play it back when you have time. Do it every quarter so that you set yourself up for success every quarter. And I'd be curious, if this works for you, please message me, drop a comment below. I would love to hear what your breakthrough was. We all celebrate these epiphanies, these aha moments when our alpha brainwaves meets a little bit of our wonderful, magical, creative energy, and you have such clarity and epiphany on whatever it is. Why not tap that power and carry it back from the future to have it with you at all times? Did you know that burnout is the same brainwave pattern as grief under a functional MRI? This means that 63% of us in healthcare are showing up to work every day immersed in burnout and grief. No wonder we have brain fog and emotional exhaustion and depersonalization. We're on autopilot, just going through the motions. But the good news is there is an antidote. The opposite brainwave pattern is flow, the only time where your brain produces all 5 neurochemicals of happiness. And better yet, you can teach yourself to prime your brain for more flow in your work-life masterpiece. In my course, Catalyst Reclamation, I teach you my 3-step AHA method so you can practice finding more moments of flow. And when you do, you increase your happiness, your well-being, you lower your cortisol, and you flourish as the catalyst that you are transforming healthcare. So come color outside the lines with me and go to drlaurasalyer.com/shop and check out the 10-hour AMA-approved CME course, Catalyst Reclamation, so that you can step into your highest creative power. So I hope you use this and you enjoy your time capsule. Super useful. And, whether you're stuck in a small decision or a life-changing decision, this technique can help unlock clarity. And I'm here for you too. If you ever want to book a session, I offer brainstorming sessions no matter who you are. If you're in a system and you're burned out and you're looking for more creativity or clarity or joy, then let's talk. If you're a practitioner in functional medicine looking how to optimize and find flow in your day-to-day practices, then let's talk. There is solutions and guidance for everybody. So below, you'll see in the show notes my brainstorming session link, and I'd love to talk to you. You can waive the $10 donation with the code podcast. And I look forward to helping you unlock your next steps for your work-life masterpiece. Till next time, keep coloring outside the lines.